what were you, what do you feel like happened to the team after that play?
Pretty simple. That's a punt where we're supposed to kick the ball to the right sideline, and the ball went to the left sideline.
Are there words for this loss, given the way you guys played in the second half up until that play?
We had a spirited talk in the locker room. I told the guys I don't want them hanging their head. We got a really good football team. Little things need to change, and I kind of said it at halftime to the guys. I felt like I was watching the same movie again, and I told them they got to change the record. We can't have 4 false starts with the offensive linemen. Coach Austin stands behind those guys every day at practice and yells, "Move," and gets the D-line to shift. And everything we know how to do to keep them from doing it, they got to stay calm and do their job and not jump offside. Probably cost us points in the first half. We got to punt the ball. We have guys at the university specifically for the reason to punt it, and we have a couple 10-yard punts that almost cost us, and right when we need it the most, we kick it to the wrong side of the field, and some of the coverage guys didn't see it, and it cost us a game. I'm tired of it. A lot of the guys we have a ton of guys that battled their butt off out there today. I told them I don't want anybody hanging their head. We got a really good football team, but this team has to change the record. I can't go out there and stay set for them. I can keep trying to fix it. These guys got to do it, and we got a good enough football team to do that. But they got to get sick of this stuff. I'm sick of it. They're sick of it. We got to be able to count on guys when we need them to do their job.
Scott, in the second half there, specifically the drive where you went ahead midway through the fourth quarter, I mean, how well did your defense play just over the course of the second half? And then did you feel like you were in control of the game as you started to lean on them a little bit in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, couple plays hurt us. When we went down and scored, I was really proud of the way the guys executed that drive. And we got to finish a drive that just started the third quarter. A touchdown would have been nice. They got a good defense. I give that team a lot of credit. But when we went down and scored and got a stop, a couple first downs ended. And, right when we need it, as often as we practice our option stuff, a ball's on the ground, and it can't happen. And then the punt happens, and that can't happen. And, these guys got to get sick of it enough to do stuff just perfect all the time. And understand that when you need it the most, you fall back on your training. You don't rise to the occasion, you fall back in your training. And I feel terrible for them because the defense is playing really well right now. And we didn't have any business losing that game.
I know not everything's on Adrian, but did you think from your vantage point, did you have a chance at a touchdown or a chunk play on the first play of overtime?
Yeah, we got exactly what we wanted. We'd rehearsed that play. I think we had Levi running wide open up the seam. I think Omar had a chance in the back of the end zone. We didn't throw
it. Scott, on the play they picked, anything differently that could have been done there, or what? Just take me through that play, I guess. No,
we wanted to be aggressive in overtime, and I think we had the right play called on first down. We didn't execute it. Second down is unfortunate, but if that ball's a little higher, I think he catches and gets the first down and has to go down and catch it, and it's 3rd and 4. And play we've rehearsed a dozen times for 3rd and 4. I don't know. I kind of thought he might have the inside slant to throw. Anytime you're on a slant, you got to cross the DB's face, and we had that play prepped just for that situation. We didn't execute at the right time, but it shouldn't have come down to that.
Scott, what can you do midstream with special teams in the middle of a season when you don't necessarily trust your punters at this point, I guess, or how can you fix it in the middle of the year, I guess?
The team's going to be on guys to get stuff done. It wasn't just the punters. We got to catch punts. We probably gave up 300 yards of hidden yardage, 200 or 300 yards of hidden yardage at special teams. We didn't cover kicks well. The punt was huge, and letting balls roll out on their punts is huge. That's all yards you can't get back. And Coach Dawson's doing as good a job as he knows how to do, and as good a job as I know how to tell him to do. We got to do better, and at some point, we got to be able to trust guys to do the things that they were brought here to do.
Scott, at the end of regulation, did you guys consider to try to use those timeouts and try to win the game? I mean, what was your thought process in that last minute when you had one more shot with timeouts?
I wanted to go score until we took the sack, and then once we took the sack, I think there was 18 seconds left or something when I looked up in the clock, and at that point, I think more bad things can happen than good.
Hey, Scott, what level right now are you seeing from these guys? You say you need them to be sick of it. How many guys in that locker room are sick of the kind of stuff that you've seen repeatedly?
All of them. These guys have done so much work to improve and get better, and this hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy for this team. It hasn't been easy for me. But from where we started to where we are right now, we're a way better team. We got to get the pilot light lit and get over the hump in a couple of these games and get on a roll, and that just hasn't happened. It hadn't happened because right when we need things to happen, people let us down, and I got to do a better job. But it's the same thing again. I mean, we got to be tough enough that when you get a sack, to stop on the whistle and not throw a guy down. We had it happen in the Illinois game, and we showed the team, and we talked about it. But it's not just physical toughness. It's mental toughness to stay set in your stance, to let the quarterback go, to punt the ball where you're supposed to do all those little things right. And a veteran team does those things, a young team doesn't, and that's been part of the reason we haven't done it. But there's a lot of kids sick to their stomach in that locker room because they do things right. And the ones that aren't need to hear it from the ones that are.
Hey, Michigan State didn't have a first down offensively in the second half at all. Have you been around a defensive performance like that?
No, but probably not. I expect to see a lot more from those guys. We're playing at a high level on defense, and that's why it's so mystifying that we punt the ball 40 yards off target. We should have gotten a first down and kept the clock going, and field position would have been better. You go back before that, and we let a punt roll out to the 20 instead of fielding it on the 35, and the field position is different too. And those things matter. I don't think Coach Dawson can try to detail stuff much better in practice, but we're going to try because it's got to be better. Get a first down and keep it going, but we have a punt call where you're supposed to roll right, punt right, and I'd rather see the ball land 30 yards out of bounds than miss your target by 30 yards. And we got to be able to count on guys to do their job.
Did you have Xavier available in the second half?
No, Xavier was not available in the second half.
Hey, Scott, can I just ask about his toughness tonight? You talked about guys who got to be, he had an incredible performance.
Adrian's a really good player, and he's had ups and downs at Nebraska too, and he's gotten all sorts of praise and all sorts of criticism. He's one of the best players that I've been around, and I think one of the best players in the country, and we rely on him. He did enough tonight for us to win. A lot of guys did enough tonight for us to win. It's a crying shame.
Where did Adrian hurt?
Yeah, he's hurt.
Where did Adrian lead with in the first quarter?
We called a play that I think we probably shouldn't have on a 3rd and long, asking him to run the ball. That goes back to we got to be ready to play. We can't give up a sack on the first play of the game in 0.5 seconds. That put us in a bad situation. We called the quarterback draw. He got hit. Went in for x-rays and everything was good, and he came back in and played his butt off.